Sloppity slop slop slop. Don't worry, Skynet Records is not done taking over R&B and gospel genres. It's now time to move on to country.
First things first, do not try this at home.
And wow, I tell you what, it's like I'm a prophet when I did the Zanaya Monet breakdown. And I just talked about that, this is merely the beginning of this new era of AI, Frankenstein, vocal generated, stolen from the hard work of other artists, stealing from their vocals, stealing from their sounds, trolling through countless lyrics, finding the most cliche, just the most shallow level music that you can put together, that you can slippity slop together and then try to inflate it, boost it with bots, boost it with fake streaming numbers, do whatever you can to try to get attention for it, to try to get the media to cover it. So hopefully you can trick some hapless souls into thinking, hey, this is real music, or I like this.
What the fuck is going on? We tricked you, Rachel! You idiot! God, you're dumb! You're a dummy, Rachel!
You're dumb, Rachel!
But I digress. We're back with another one. Breaking Rust, which just is one of the most original names I think I've ever heard of when it comes to country. I mean, wow, genius. You think of Rust, you think of maybe Breaking Bad, because this is like country outlaw music that we're getting. And yeah, definitely not an AI generated name. This was 100% an actual human who had the genius to conceptualize this one. So anyways, Breaking Rust has now hit the Billboard country charts for #1. Now, we got to put a huge asterisk on this because I've noticed a lot of media coverage of this, a lot of stories being run focusing on, oh my, they've hit #1 on Billboard. And obviously Billboard, like we've talked about, just is not gatekeeping whatsoever. They seem to have zero problems with delineating that, hey, this is AI music. Maybe we should not count AI. Or maybe we should have a different category because now we're just going to keep talking about it like, hey, this is the new normal. Look at this innovation. Look at what everyone's doing. Never mind the fact that so many AI companies are under lawsuits right now for shady practices, for how they train their models, for stealing from the back of artists without their consent. Where do the vocals come from? Where do you think that they came from? They had to come from actual humans in the first place in order to start generating this, in order to Frankenstein it all, drawing from different artists. In this case, Breaking Rust sounds like Morgan Wallen meets Jelly Roll, sounds like every other Temu version of your favorite singer imaginable.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
And yes, I'm fired up. I continue to be fired up about this as a musician myself, as someone who appreciates what goes into the craft. I am known as a breakdown channel, and I've always said I'm only as good as the artist that I'm breaking down, as the song that you give me. The more layers there are, the more detail that there is, then the more I have to do, and the better I can be at my job. And I appreciate that craft. And what gets me is I even see it in the comment section. Normally the ones who are defending AI slop, who are defending AI music, like the Zanaya Monets, who are defending the Breaking Rust, well, they're prompters themselves. And they're really working hard to sell to you and to sell to me. Hey, they are brimming with talent.
I wouldn't call it a shortcut because I still put in the work.
I'm a musician. It's an extension of me and who I am. No, you're just a good prompter.
But Nikki, they thought Zanaya was a real person.
Zanaya is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person.
But you can't sing.
And honestly, half of these songs don't even take good prompting. It's AI doing most of the work. It's the most cliche lyrics I've ever heard. Let's dive into some of this computer-generated gold. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm going to keep on talking and walking my walk. It's very impressive to walk when you don't even have legs. But I mean, think about that. Think about the depth to that. I'm going to keep talking and walking my walk. No artist or no person ever in the history of writing their thoughts out has ever said, walking the walk. Wow. I mean, this is so avant-garde. It's crazy that it hasn't hit further than just digital sales. Oh, wait, I know why it's hit digital sales. Normally, when you get this AI slop, you also get a ton of botting going on. I would totally question the legality of these streams if they're actually genuine, if they're actually authentic. Because as we've talked about and as we've done videos on, you can buy your way to the top of the charts, especially when it comes to digital sales. It's not like this is getting radio play. It's not like this is getting the other metrics and the normal Billboard charts. No, this is getting the digital sales chart. I wonder why. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song, unless my prompter tells me otherwise. I was born this way, Been loud too long. I'm sorry, how was childbirth for you? Can you just describe it for me when you first came out into the world? What did it feel like? I can't even do this with a straight face. You can hate my style. You can roll your eyes. What style do you have? An illustrated cowboy hat? I've lost my friends, made a few new foes, but that's just life. And that's how it goes. I mean, for me, it's these one-syllable rhyme schemes. Like, they're so simple. They're genius. I mean, I guess I got to give AI credit, though, because it's matching what a 5-year-old would write. This road's been tough, but I learned to trade. It's sweat sold. In dues I've paid. You paid your dues. Again, lines that no one has ever said, that have never been thought of before. What is this cowboy slop? And how do you ever connect to these lyrics? Even Woody from Toy Story would call you fake.
You're garbage. And you know it.
And shout out to Albier Rivaldo Taylor, who has no social media or online presence. Interestingly enough, they are accredited as the creator of this wordsmithing. But yeah, you pretty much get the picture. I mean, I sat down, I let my ears bleed for a little bit. I listened to the song. Again, for me, as someone who loves engineering, like the vocal mix quality in terms of just the budget-friendly encoding that you get from these AI voices that yet again are just completely ripping and stealing from those who have actual voices, those who have actual talent, and they 100% need to be taken to court over this. There needs to be more AI lawsuits because the shady practices and just the crazy shit that AI has done to train their models, especially when it comes to musical creation. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing original coming from AI. It's all musical creation off of the backs of actual musicians. AI can't generate what it generates without actual music to train from. And I find it hilarious that within country music, which really is built off of just that, raw, down-to-earth authenticity and just that brutal honesty, that now we have just this soulless creation, this soulless machine putting lyrics out there. And I've continued to talk about how I believe the best art is injected with emotion. The best art is injected with soul. And it's not just about capitalizing on trends. Because again, we'll continue to see more of this. There is a lot of mainstream music that is shallow, that has simple lyricism. So it'll be easy for AI to train itself to create trendy, catchy songs that, yeah, you could encounter on the everyday radio. But for me, that's not where true artistry lies. True artistry lies in the vulnerability, lies in the crafting of lyrics, the crafting of lines that you personally connect with, that means something to you. And then us listeners, we then connect with it emotionally because we feel that. We feel that spirit. We feel that soul. We feel that essence within the creation itself. But maybe this was due for us. Maybe in a world of cliche and trends, we were really setting ourselves up to be copied by AI. Because this is the most cliche, most pandering, most hackneyed ripoff of country music and the values and the sounds and the emotions you would expect from a country song. And this is just the beginning. More genres are coming. I can't wait for the AI #1 rap hit. I can't wait for the AI #1 pop hit. If you think that it is stopping anytime soon. And it's up to Billboard to stop this, which they could do at any point in time. They could turn around tomorrow. They could stop this. I continue to say this. Other creators are speaking on this as well. Like, I'm trying to raise awareness on this situation because this is something that Billboard could turn around and do something. This is something that some of the labels are fighting, some of the labels are embracing. But again, it's how the media covers it. It's the discourse around it. There's so many institutional facets that could step up in this case and go, hey, we need to really be transparent with what is AI and make it clear, make it crystal clear for the consumer. And also, how do we gauge? How do we measure it? How do we rate it? How do we categorize it? Because again, for me, it's all about transparency. Like, I do want to say, like, AI is not going away. And like any tool, like any innovation, it can be absolutely beneficial to humanity. It can be hugely beneficial to creatives. It can be hugely beneficial to artists out there. It's just all about how it is used. And everybody's just rushing to get to the forefront right now. And they want to just look like they're the innovator. They want to look like they're at the head of the industry. They're ahead of the game. And we are continuing to prioritize profits over moral obligations. We are ignoring the hard questions and continuing just to provide content. But comment down below. Let me know what you think. Yet again, it's so much fun covering these stories and doing this. But again, I think it's important to spotlight it. I think it's important to continue the discourse. I think it's important to pressure the powers that be, to pressure the music industry itself and how AI artists are calculated, and also just to make sure that we increase transparency on this whole situation.